moi, c'est un grand plaisir d'être ici, à l'honneur. Nous nous sommes rencontrés avec Chantal il y a 12 ou 13 années. J'ai pris beaucoup d'inspiration de Chantal. I want to say more than I can say in French. And now let me start with the presentation, which is quite difficult. I received quite a difficult task, which is partly due to the fact that I'm replacing for Neville Fay, whom I consider my master, my teacher. And we will be talking about trees and humans. And there is no way I can tell you about all the aspects of life of trees and humans. So allow me to share with you just an incomplete succession of examples and thoughts. The picture on the screen, this is an avenue in the region where I live. It's a former dam dividing a fish pond, and these are oaks. And one of the reasons I live where I live is that I was infatuated by these trees. And do I press? Oh, here. Thank you. Having said what I said about Neville Fay, let me share with you a few pictures from Białowieża Forest, where we worked together on the book that I very much recommend. The book that shows that trees really live in a different space, different dimension. And one very practical aspect of this book is that it also presents the Dutch method of forming trees, which I found very practical and effective. I owe this observation to Francis Allais. People have been taking trees for granted. The prehistoric painters didn't even notice trees. They presented only humans and animals they hunted for. And for Aristotle, trees were some kind of inferior creatures. Inferior not only to humans, but also to animals. And we now know that trees are not worse than, not inferior to animals. They are as well adapted to their life, to their sedentary lifestyle, and they are as perfect as we are. On the other hand, people viewed trees also in a mystical way. For the Norsemen, Yggdrasil, the ash, was the axis of their world, and I often present trees to the people as pillars of heaven, and if we cut all of them, what will happen? Oops, nope. Now, as the natural forests were overexploited and began disappearing, we began also domesticating trees, and so, for example, fruit trees, olive trees, and trees were grown for timber such as pollarded willows for timber or for fodder for animals, and the famous trees of Windsor Park were pollarded. They were working trees, as the British arborists said. They provided fodder, food, and shade for grazing animals. In about 18th century, trees got another job from humans. Namely, they were incorporated into the design of the roads. That was the time when European states began building road systems, and these roads were lined with trees, as we very well know. And that had very concrete justification, very concrete technical dimension, logistical dimensions, shade, guiding the travelers at night, protection from greedy neighbors, and also trees help to dry up the road after rain, and many others. So, and talking about tree time, the states would change, the borders would shift. You see, this Lime Avenue was born in Germany and is growing now in Poland, in what was formerly Ostpreußen, and now is Mazury district of Poland. Trees began also working to support agriculture, and this wooded agricultural property in western Poland received their avenues and shelter belts in early 200 years ago. The owner, a former general of Napoleon's army, he knew that trees in the landscape improved agricultural production, and this farm has been subject to many research that has confirmed that assumption. Our tree is different from us, and so said Francis Allais, the famous French botanist living in Montpellier, not far from here. Here photographed at an ancient oak, a few kilometers from my home, which in a village which used to be a part of Germany, Austria, Czechia, Poland, then Czechia, then who knows. But these trees, they kept growing there. Now, a well-known writer, scientific writer, although he didn't do the research himself, but he popularized other research, turned our attentions to the similarities to trees. And this is true. Trees are in certain respects similar, in certain respects very different. And the tree time is a very strong difference. You see, this tree might be 500 or 600 year old, at least, and it's been growing in the rhythm. Who will be talking about rhythm? There is a colleague who will be talking about rhythm. In the rhythm of seasons, while we live in the rhythm of day and night. What a difference, what a profound difference. As Francis Allais pointed out, trees can be partly dead, unlike us. And this is one of the ways they adjust to the changing environment. And this capacity, the colonial character, modular character of tree's body allows the tree to even transcend their life cycle. A life cycle of a tree, you see, goes much far beyond what foresters would imagine. When a tree becomes old, very old, ancient, an extensive hollow develops, the crown lowers, and from that point, the tree can resume another life cycle. The root system changes, and the central root, as a rule, decomposes, and decay progresses up the stem. But is it to the detriment of the tree? Is this decay of parasitic or pathogenic character? Usually not really. When we look at the into a hollow of a tree, we can see in many cases adventitious roots. What do they do there? A rotten tree hollow is in fact a bioreactor that allows tree to recycle its body, and it in order to maintain its growth, and those adventitious roots within the tree are taking up the nutrients that are released by fungi, insects, and other organisms by this incredibly rich ecosystem of a hollow tree. So you see this half-open stem of an old willow, Laps pollard, again in Silesia with its multiple change of ruling states. You see these roots, these internal roots, they develop into a new stem of a tree. They develop into a new tree moment. And the same phenomenon, Tassilolinde, a tree that has been documented to be over 13 centuries old. These internal roots developed into new stems. Now, an oak in Warsaw, an ancient oak, was almost dead because people cut it off from water supply, and only one side branch developed. Oops, how does it work? Still learning. Okay, green. Green is the branch that is alive. That is a life that developed from a small side branch. And this tree is growing with the vigor of a young oak. So it started a new life. People have supported the tree as it is very popular among local citizens. And now let me present to you a series of pictures that I received from Neville Fay, showing 100 years of one tree's life. That's an oak, and it was pruned for fodder, you see, as many other trees, but it was not pollarded, it was not pruned from above, it was pruned from below. As you see, in 1910, it's time for another pruning, but about that time, in early 20th century, the fodder taken from trees was replaced by specialized fodder, by different ways of feeding animals. So this was abandoned. And with time, those secondary branches, les gourmands, or suppléants, as they are called now, they developed into a secondary crown. And the primary crown up there, the upper crown, finally died and broke off. And if we didn't know those older pictures, we wouldn't guess that this tree, in fact, went through such a complex history. So, again, our time, you know, an arborist, an arboricultural expert comes to the tree, looks at it, makes quick notes, few photographs, and how can we judge? How can we judge what we should do with this ancient tree? Although actually French arborists, they came up with this Archie method, which I very much appreciate, and so we are trying to conjecture from what we see. But anyway, it's time. The tree time is different, and as my colleague arborist says, don't hurry up. This tree has been growing here for 300 years, and it deserves few hours of my time. Thank you. Now, Dziewiętlin, I'm not sure if you can repeat it. This name. It's in Lower Silesia, the region where I live. Again, people gathered from the different countries. I see Patrick Olson here, and Chantal is there, and representatives of also Spain, Czechia, Britain, Russia, even Russia, Königsberg region, Germans, yeah, and local people. We planted a tree, and trees bring us together, and trees make us think about our limitations, our life. We are born, we live, we die, and trees, however, they will be here after we are gone, and they also may have a second life and third life. And who plants trees? Who plants trees has hope for future. And I believe that we are all here to take care of future of us, future of our children and our trees. Thank you.